I'm going to be doing a full bust adjustment using Inkscape today. I'm Sheridus from ProjectorSewing.com. Thank you for joining me today. I've already prepared my pattern and opened it up in Inkscape. If you need help doing that, make sure to check out the written tutorial. I'm going to first fill it with a color. I'm going to go ahead and choose green today. Then I'm going to draw in my bust point. You can use the tutorial if you need help on how to transfer that in to Inkscape, but I'm going to go ahead and say that's the bust point that I'm going to be using today. And let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be using the Bezier tool to make a first line, and I'm going to start about a third from the armhole to the apex of the bust and down to the bottom. I do like to extend below the bodice a little bit. And let's go ahead and make that stroke just a little bit bigger so you can see that as well. Okay, now I'm going to also use the move tool to go ahead and select both of these shapes, the bodice shape and the line that I just drew. We're going to go to Path, Division. Let's see if it worked. Oh, sometimes it doesn't work. I found sometimes using the node tool will allow it to work a little bit better. So, Path, Division. There we go. And sometimes you just have to try it a few times if it doesn't work very well for you. But you can see it has a red line, and I have two rectangles. That shows me that it did divide. There. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm going to move the Rotate, Transform, Origin all the way up to the pivot point on the pattern, right where we're going to be pivoting it from. Let me zoom out. And if I want to measure, I want to give me about an inch in the bodice. I'm going to bring a guideline, and that's at about 31 and a quarter. So I'm going to move this to 32. I'm just measuring an inch away. That's how much distance I want to give in my bodice. Now I'm going to go ahead and use those guidelines. As I'm opening up the bodice, I want to give it an extra inch room. And actually, I didn't. Let me shift and select the bodice dart as well. Oh, and now it changed. And rotate out to that inch. There we have our first line. Now I'm going to use the Bezier tool again and repeat the process. This time I'm going to come down the center of the bodice dart, drawing my line there, getting my selection tool, shift select, path, division. Ooh, looks like it worked this time. Yes, great. Exactly. I have to ungroup. It keeps grouping them together automatically. So try that. Push Control Shift G. Ungroup it. Wish it would stop doing that. And on here. And we're going to rotate all the way back to the bodice. And line that up. There we go. We can see our dart is opening up already. We have one more cut to make using the Bezier tool. I'm just going to come right here in the bottom, draw that line, use my selection tool, shift, path, divide. Good. Great. Glad when it works correctly. And we're going to just line it up with the bottom piece. And wait, let me zoom in so we can see where we're at. I'm getting it lined up right with the bottom bodice piece. Looking good. Now I need to draw my new bodice or bust dart. I'm going to start at the point of the original bust dart and the other bust dart lay. Finish that there. And I'm also going to make sure I have one that is right down the center. And we want it right down the center. There we go. Select that bust dart, and we're going to bring it in an inch away from the apex. So let's select using the nodes, and I'm going to bring that in down that center line in an inch. That's why it's good to have that center line there. And now I'm going to true up the bust dart, drawing points here and down the center. Alright, let's see how that works. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to rotate this piece right from the apex of my new dart. Use our node tool and bring it right over on the line. And if you don't think you can do this straight, I'm using control, but it's snapping where I don't like it to snap here. Well, let's see. And now we're going to rotate that back. Put it back where its rotation was. Okay, duplicate it and flip it. And rotate it back for the bottom dart. Lots of extra lines in there. I'm sorry, I should have cleaned it up a little bit more. But you can kind of get an idea. I have my new dart taking shape. And now I'm ready to true up the original shape on there to make my final bodice lines. And make sure at the very beginning you remember to duplicate your original bodice so that you have the original bodice lines there. It just makes this step a little bit easier. And then we can use the node tool to go ahead and take all our nodes, make them all lined up for the altered bodice that we did with the full bust adjustment. And right here at the bottom, I might need to add another one, or you can try to bring it up as a curve. I think I'm going to go ahead and add another node right in there. And bring this one down for the new bust dart, for the changes that we have made. There, bring the curve in. And I just do that by clicking on the curve there. There. My new bodice is looking great. I'm ready to just clean it up. Now I can just use the selection tool and I can get rid of all the other filled pieces. I would probably leave the bust dart there, but you can get rid of all the other pieces that we had in here, the old bust dart and items in there. I can get rid of those guidelines, and there we have it, a completed full bust adjustment using Inkscape. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below, and please subscribe. Let me know if you like this video. Thank you.